Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I'm doing a review of a recent lunch I had at Lantern Seafood Restaurant. So this has 3 locations, one in Jordan, one in Tsai, and one in Causeway Bay. And I went to the one in Causeway Bay, which is located at 18 Tang Lung Street or Lantern Street. It is kind of a fusion type restaurant, and they're famous for their wild goose and truffle dish, which we actually had. So we went there for lunch and tried their dim sum. Kind of, it almost like wanted to pretend to be old school, but it was kind of not that modern either. So they did a good job of kind of hiding that the renovation wasn't like put too much money into it. I didn't think, although it was okay. It was kind of eclectic. It's kind of got some design, but I don't think it was really that modern in my perspective. It's almost like pseudo modern in my opinion, but I thought the ambiance was okay. So more like, not, I wouldn't say very upscale. We went for dim sum over the course of 2 days, so we tried quite a lot of things on their menu. So the first thing we had was the baby barbecue pork bun topped with butter crust for 38 Hong Kong dollars, about 6 to 1 in terms of Canadian dollars. So let's make it around $6 Canadian for 3 buns, which I don't think is a ridiculous price. As you can see by the next picture, the inside of the bun is quite a bit of barbecue pork, and so I thought this was a pretty decent dish. I thought the price was good. I thought the quality was decent, and I thought, you know, getting 3 for the price of 38 Hong Kong dollars was a good price. Next dish is the Baja steamed fish belly. So on the bottom is fish belly, then I think you have some shrimp on top, and then some akura on the top of that. This is $46. So for 3 pieces, $46 would be equivalent to almost like around 8 Canadian dollars. So $2, $2.50 per slice of this. I thought it's an okay deal. I think this is one of their signature type dishes. I thought it was tasted very good, and the design actually looks better than probably what it feels like, because when you actually pick it up, it kind of crumbles and into the different pieces. So it doesn't really, it looks good, but I think once you pick it up, it does kind of separate out, and you have to eat the individual parts of it. But once you eat the individual parts, they're all quite decent. So I think it's a successful dish. Quick video of some of our dishes. Next dish is the Foodie Tsai shrimp dumplings for 38 Hong Kong dollars, but you only get 2 of them. So it is, Foodie is kind of like luxurious. So it is, I guess, luxurious because it's $19 per dumpling. I thought it was a fair price. Actually, it looks great. Again, from an Instagram perspective, it's great, but from the actual quality, I thought it was decent. I don't think it's that you can taste the shrimp that much. So it's a special type of shrimp that they used in this called lai liu ha, but it's, to me, it didn't really was not that outstanding in terms of the taste of it, that would warrant kind of a higher price. Short video of our next dish, which is the fresh shrimp fried spring rolls for $42. So it's basically cut into half, so you get 3 shrimp spring rolls for $42. For Hong Kong standards, I think that's okay. For Vancouver standards, I would say it's a little bit expensive. And I actually found the spring rolls in Hong Kong generally a little bit more meaty and more intense. I actually prefer the spring rolls in Vancouver, which I think are a little bit lighter in terms of the batter and variety of ingredients, a little bit more vegetables in there. Texture is a little bit better. Next dish is the abalone siu mai emperor for $55. You get 3 siu mai, so that's about $18 per siu mai Hong Kong dollars, so equivalent to almost like $3 Canadian. Which is not bad if you think about you get a mini abalone there. Thought it was a neat dish. They have a lot of these kind of neat dishes that a little spin on a dumpling, like the Foodie soy shrimp, like the abalone. They all look quite nice, and they have a little spin on them, and that's how I guess they justify the additional price. And I think they're decent. I wouldn't say they're spectacular dishes, but they're decent dishes. This is their signature dish with which is the black skin roasted goose with black truffle. We only had a quarter portion, which was sufficient for 4 people, for about 238 Hong Kong dollars, which is, not inexpensive, about $40 Canadian. So according to the restaurant's recipe, the goose is rubbed in a dark brown sugar and a secret black truffle soy sauce marinade. And then to enhance the goose flavor and to dry out the moisture, the goose is air dried for 24 hours before serving. So I thought it was colorful. I thought you could smell the truffle there. I thought the goose was decent. But I don't think, it was that much better than I've had in terms of what I've comparable dishes in Vancouver. So one of the comparable dishes would be the truffle chicken at Chef Tony's, which is much more truffle-y, in my opinion, than this goose. I thought this was decent, and again, I don't see it very often, but I wouldn't say I would run off to this place just for this. It is a novelty. I think it's decent, but I don't think it's extraordinary in terms of the actual taste itself. And I don't think the black truffle comes out that heavily. You can smell it. You can smell the black truffle, but is it really infused everywhere? Not really. There's a lot of duck sauce, and that's great. I'm here at Lantern Seafood Restaurant in Causeway Bay, Hong Kong, trying one of their signature dishes, which is the roast goose with black truffle. I took a quarter goose. You can smell right away there is a lot of black truffle on this, so let's try to taste this. It's pretty nice goose. I've had better, but I would say above average. Cheers. So something that you have to really watch out for in Hong Kong is the translations. If you don't speak or read Chinese, the translations are completely off. So this is an example. This in the menu is called XO fried intestinal powder, because in the Chinese translation is cheng fan. Cheng is intestinal and fan is like powder, but that's really not. It's basically pan-fried noodles. So they've kind of done these literal translations. So it will be kind of tough if you go there and look for cheng fan, because you can't find it. You'll find XO sauce fried intestinal powder, which is $46. This is actually one of the best dishes. It's under the rice roll section, and I think this is one of the best dishes. It's really, really flavorful, and we talk about wok hei, or the spirit of the wok, or the power of the wok, and how in Chinese restaurants they get that kind of intense heat that kind of makes it almost caramelized and intensifies the flavor of things. That's what I see in this dish. It's really good. It comes out in kind of a hot pot plate, and it's just sizzling, and it's very hot, and it's very intense in terms of the flavor. I thought this was one of the best dishes of the two meals I had there. Next dish was the shredded radish shortbread for $38, and I thought this was a very successful dish. I'm not a big radish person, but for those people who like this radish shortbread, I think it's a very good quality. It was large, and then as you'll see in the next upcoming photo, there's a lot of reddish ingredients inside, so I thought this was quite a successful dish. So this is the inside of the shortbread, and I thought, again, you can see lots of radish in there, and I thought it was actually quite a aromatic dish. I thought it was quite successful. The last dish we had on the first visit was the signature fried rice. I thought it was a good dish. In general, what I find in Hong Kong is the wok intensity is very good and very consistent. This was a bit drier style of fried rice. I thought it was a good dish, but not the standout. I think the first day, my standout dishes would be the radish shortbread, and then the intestinal powder, or the cheng fan, or the kind of rice noodles. Those were two dishes that I thought were really quite good. Second day, we tried some other dishes. So the first one is the crispy water chestnut sticks for 38 Hong Kong dollars, and you get 3 of them. I actually like this dish. I'm not a big water chestnut person, but I thought it was quite well balanced, and there's a lot of sweetness in this. So I would say this is a dessert dish, but it does have that water chestnut taste in it too. So I liked it. Another quick video of the food on the table. And I always go to in Chinese restaurant try their siu mai and their shrimp dumpling. These are kind of staple dishes that it's easy to compare apples to because almost every Chinese restaurant that serves dim sum will have these items. So this is the Emperor of the Divine Lantern shrimp dumplings for 52 Hong Kong dollars. That's for four of them. So that's equivalent to, let's say, $13. So almost like $2 and a bit for dumpling. The dumplings are really small. If you kind of compare them to ones in Vancouver, I would say they're like half the size almost. They were really small dumplings. I think they were decent. The shrimp was very fresh. And one of the things here is I think anything that kind of seafood related at this restaurant, I think is quite good and quite fresh. But yeah, I would say that was we'll have another review of another Chinese restaurant in Hong Kong where we had other shrimp dumplings. It was like double the size and half the price. So for that reason, I thought this was probably not the best deal. Another short video of what was on our table. And I think we had over 2 days quite a few of the dishes. So I can tell you the quality of the dishes are, I think in general, quite good. It's not exceptional, but I think it's not bad either. So the next dish is the sand ginger chicken feet for $68. I wouldn't say I'm a chicken feet expert, but I thought these were decent. I thought the price was okay because it looks like you do get, I think, 4 or 5 chicken feet, so quite a bit. It's like substantial, and I thought the quality was in the average to above average range. This is also a unique dish, not always served. This is ha dao si or shrimp toast. You don't see this very much, but I love this. I think the best that I've had in Vancouver is at Red Star, but they don't have it on the regular menu. Sometimes you can just order it as a VIP item. This one was 6 shrimp toast for 158 Hong Kong dollars, which I think is a pretty good price, but it's 6 of them, so it is quite a bit. I thought it was pretty good. In comparison to the one at Red Star, I think the taste quality is better at Red Star. Having said that, the shrimp is quite plentiful on this, as you can see, and very fresh. I think that is, you really get that shrimp flavor. I just think the combination of the toast and the shrimp, I think, works a bit better at Red Star, but very good effort. Last dish we have is the beef brisket and turnip in broth for 78 Hong Kong dollars. I thought this was quite a successful dish. I actually really liked it. It's very simple, very healthy. Like the turnip, like the broth, and the beef brisket a little bit not as tender as I'd like, but I thought it was still a good dish. So all in all, I think over the 2 days, I think it's a pretty decent restaurant. I would still recommend this restaurant. Kind of middle of the road. The service is okay. It's neither here nor there. It's not good. It's not overly hospitable, so I don't think it's kind of either way. I think the ambiance is kind of midway too. The problem is there's probably a lot of restaurants in Hong Kong that are of similar quality to this. So it's not that it's not good, but there are quite a few choices in Hong Kong. And so I think they're fairly successful with their franchise, and it seems like people like what they do, and it looks like they're fairly popular. I think the quality is pretty decent. So I'm going to recommend them. Hope you've enjoyed this video. Until next time, happy eating.